It is the power of delusion, or Maya, which makes us believe in the reality of things which have no reality outside our imagination. If you ask, what are these imaginary things? The answer is everything that is not the formless self. The self alone is real. Everything else is a figment of our imagination. It is not helpful to inquire why there is Maya and how it operates. If you're in a boat which is leaking, you don't waste time asking whether the hull was made by an Italian, a Frenchman, or an Indian. You just plug the leak. Don't worry about where Maya comes from. Put all your energy into escaping from its effect. If you try to investigate the origin of Maya with your mind, you are doomed to fail. Because any answer you come up with will be a Maya answer. When Maya is active, one must do self-enquiry and discriminate between what is real and what is unreal. If you want to understand how delusion operates and originates, you should establish yourself in the self. The one place where you can be free of it. And then watch how it takes you over each time you fail to keep your attention there. Because you are looking in the wrong direction, you feel that the self is hidden from you. You have the idea that the self is something that you see or experience. This is not so. The self is the awareness, or the consciousness, in which the seeing and the experiencing take place. Even if you don't see the self is still there. If people were to be aware of the consciousness instead of the forms that appear in it, they would realize that all forms are just appearances which manifest within the one indivisible consciousness. That consciousness is the self that you are looking for. You can be that consciousness, but you can never see it, because it is not something that is separate from you. When one is established in that state, there is no body, no mind, and no world. These three things are just ideas which are brought into an apparent existence when Maya is present and active. Shakti is energy or power. It is the name for the dynamic aspect of the self. Shakti and Shanti, or peace, are two aspects of the same consciousness. If you want to separate them at all, you can say that Shanti is the unmanifest aspect of the self, while Shakti is the manifest. But really they are not separate. Shanti and Shakti are like the sea and its waves. Shanti, the unmanifest aspect, is the vast, unmoving body of water. The waves that appear and move on the surface are Shakti. Shanti is motionless, vast, and all-encompassing, whereas waves are active. Bhagavan used to say that after realization, the liberated one experiences Shanti within and is established permanently in that Shanti. In that state of realization, they see that all activities are caused by Shakti. After realization, one is aware that there is no individual people doing anything. Instead, there is an awareness that all activities are the Shakti of the One Self. The jnani who is fully established in the Shanti is always aware that Shakti is not separate from them. In that awareness, everything is their self, and all actions are theirs. Alternatively, it is equally correct to say that they never do anything. This is one of the paradoxes of the self. The universe is controlled by the one Shakti, sometimes called Parameshwara Shakti, the power of the Supreme Lord. This moves and orders all things. Natural laws such as the laws that keep the planets in their orbits are all manifestations of this Shakti. Bhagawan's famous instruction, "Be still," is often misunderstood. It does not mean that you should be physically still. It means that you should always abide in the self. If there is too much physical stillness, a state of mental torpor rises and predominates. In that state, you will feel very sleepy and mentally dull. A state of excessive mental activity, on the other hand, produces emotions and a mind which is restless. But in a state of mental quietness and clarity, there is stillness and harmony. If mental activity is necessary while one is in that still state, it takes place. But for the rest of the time, there is stillness. When torpor and restlessness predominate, the self cannot be felt. If quietness predominates, one experiences peace, bliss, clarity, and an absence of wandering thoughts. That is the stillness that Bhagawan was prescribing.